Hello and welcome to pdfsupply.com. Today we're going to be testing an IC697MDL653. This is a 32-point discrete input module. There are 4 groups of 8 inputs, A, B, C, and D. This is a 24-volt DC positive negative. And what that means is this particular module is not syncing or sourcing. As long as the terminals 10, 20, 30, and 40, in this particular case I'm using a negative 24-volt DC lead, is opposite of the channels that you're probing, you're going to get a response. So I could have wired this the opposite way with the positive lead, going to 10, 20, 30, and 40, and probed with the negative, and I'm going to get the exact same response. So that's a little tip for you there. I have this in an IC697 5-slot rack. This is being powered by an IC697 PWR711 power supply. And the processor I'm using is an IC697 CPX782 central processor. And I'm using Proficy Machine Edition. One note, of course, I wanted to touch again. Pay attention to the door card and where it's asking you to probe the terminals or connect to the terminals, and where it's asking you to put your positive and negative permanent lead. I have this pre-jumpered for this test on 10, 20, 30, and 40, again using my negative lead from a 24-volt DC power supply. And if you'll note that I've taken the liberty of putting a small piece of electrical tape over each of the terminals 10, 20, 30, and 40. This is just so that I don't inadvertently touch my positive probe to a lead and create a short. Alright? Now on the Proficy Machine Edition side, what I've done is opened up my main rack on a new open file, clean file, and I've selected a IC697 CHS750 5-slot rack as I described. There's a PWR711 power supply, CPX782 processor, and then I chose the IC697 MDL653, which is in slot number 2. When you select the input module, the MDL653, you're going to notice a tab pop up next to your info viewer. And there's nothing to really configure in there specifically, but you want to pay attention to the reference address that you've been given, the value of the reference address, because you're going to need that to locate where, when you probe each channel, where you're going to see the input reaction. Mine for this particular test is %I00001. So when I go to my input table, which is underneath reference view tables, and you expand default tables, the 4th table down is %I, or input. You can double click on that and your input table will show up. It'll be in groups of 8. They should all be zeros, and the goal here, obviously, when we probe each terminal, we want to make sure that those zeros, which is to the corresponding channel, turn to a 1, meaning that we have activity on that channel. This is just a discrete input, so it's just on or off. So I have the CPX is in run mode right now, and this is a working system. I'm going to take my positive probe lead and start to touch it to the corresponding terminals. So on terminal number 2 is channel 1. Terminal 3 is channel 2, and so on. Now as I probe each channel, you'll notice that the LED behind this screen will turn on, indicating that I'm probing channel 1, A1. And I'm also paying attention in Proficy Machine Edition to see that the 0 at that channel is turning to a 1. One tip for you is that just because these LEDs, which are here for user reference, are turning on, doesn't necessarily mean that the information is going from this input module through the CPU to the Proficy Machine Edition, your program. So it's possible that the light could come on and you actually have a faulty channel. So I go through and I test all 32 channels. Make sure that I get a reading on each one. My B's, C's, and D's. And you see all the LEDs coming on with the corresponding channel. 7 and 8. Alright. So I've also seen in Proficy Machine Edition that all these zeros are turning to a 1, and I'm confident that this is a perfectly good working unit. It's a very easy test. It's either working or it's not. The two things that I see most commonly if there's a problem with the module is what I just mentioned before. The light comes on, but I don't get a 1 in the box in the input table, or I don't get a light at all when I touch it, and I don't get any information in Proficy Machine Edition. So either of those things are typically the only two problems that we normally see, and it's something that we do repair here at PDF Supply. We offer exchange programs, new and remanufactured products, and same-day shipping. So if that interests you, please see us at pdfsupply.com. Thank you.